if you are into disruptive markets, if you like to play high risk, high reward game, if you are interested in tech sector, you are in the right place. Before I send you to Martyn for his closing bell, we will be focusing on military and defense. This aircraft can cost up to $80,000 per hour to operate. And there are only around 400 of them in the world. So how are companies now claiming they can build aircraft that are quieter, simpler, and potentially useful for someone of the same critical mission? Because they are not replacing the aircraft, they are challenging the model. Hey up everyone, welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. I'm Vaz. Do you know what time it is? Time to start talking eVTOLs. And today we will dive deep into the defense sector. For quick context, what is the Osprey? Probably you must have, I have no doubt you must have seen this aircraft. Let's just quickly run what this aircraft means. This is one of the most iconic military aircraft in the world, called Bell Boeing V-22 Osprey, by the way manufactured by one of my favorite stocks and companies, Textron and their subsidiary. It is a tilt-rotor aircraft. It's built for military operations, and the aircraft costs around between $70 to $90 million, give or take. There is around over 400 of them built, and mostly are operated by the United States military, with Japan as the main export customer. Now, it is one of the most advanced aircraft ever built, no doubt, but it was never designed to be cheap, simple, or scalable. So what does that actually mean? Well, we are looking at roughly between $20,000 to $80,000 per flight hour operational cost, obviously depending from which end you are taking the numbers, but we can get up to $80,000 per hour for 1 hour of flying. This aircraft is built around very complex mechanical systems. We have turboshaft engines, we have complicated gearboxes, because these rotors, they tilt up and forward. We have rotor tilt mechanism just for this, and we have high maintenance burden. High operating cost because of the capability it delivers. So you are not just paying for the flight, you are paying for the turboshaft power, gearbox, complexity, tilt rotor mechanics, and a platform designed to survive and perform in very demanding missions, as you can see right behind me. So that makes sense in the military. It also creates a very expensive model. Now compare that to what's coming next. Aircraft like ACHR Midnight and Vertical Aerospace's VX4 or Valo are built very differently. They tick multiple boxes. They have lower cost architecture. They have fewer moving parts. They have electric propulsion baseline, so you don't need to maintain and upkeep combustion engine. You don't need to maintain any complicated drive shafts. These aircraft are intended to become more autonomous over time as well. So the eVTOLs, these aircraft are not designed to do everything that Osprey does. They are designed to do specific missions with a very different cost and complexity profile. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because today, purely battery-powered eVTOLs are generally around the range of, give or take, 100 miles, which is about 160 kilometers across the class. That already covers a meaningful number of short critical missions. However, ACHR is working toward a hybrid path around 500 miles. This is information disclosed last year. We might see some progress and some better numbers as well, some improvement through this year. However, Vertical Aerospace, whose aircraft you can see behind me, they have been discussing a hybrid ambition that could push toward 1,000 miles. This comes roughly on par with the basic version of V-22 Osprey. Valo also adds a stronger mission profile with up to 6 seats and various configurations and around 1,200 pounds of payload. So the starting point is around 100 miles in the battery alone. You can see various layouts and various configurations behind me of the Valo aircraft as well, just for comparison. So the roadmap is already moving beyond the 100 miles, by the way. Now, you are talking about stretching capability without simply rebuilding the same heavy cost structure of a legacy aircraft. But the real difference is not just range. Osprey designed and completes mission first, capability first, requirements, high cost per hour, high maintenance. And they are operated when needed for high value tasks. You could probably see some of these deployed in the Mid East right now. Now, eVTOLs, on the other hand, they offer lower complexity architecture, lower operating burden potential, and they are better suited to repeat shorter missions. They are piloted today, but intended to move toward autonomy in the next decade. The Osprey flies because the mission demands it. eVTOLs win if they can deliver useful missions more often with less cost and less complexity. This is the core line for the broader audience, which are you. So I would like you to pay a lot of attention. This changes the type of mission you can start thinking about. Now, if we expand this further, we are not only talking about efficiency. If you look at Osprey again, they are extremely loud. I can second that because I live in the vicinity of these air bases and we can hear them flying over very often. It rumbles. It's a very sexy noise, but they are very loud. Very obvious acoustic presence. High thermal signature from hot exhaust and engines as well. That means they are very easy or relatively easy to detect. On the contrary, eVTOLs are much quieter. They have lower thermal signature because they are usually powered by electricity or hybrid electricity. And they have potentially much lower profile in certain environments. The Osprey announces its presence, but an eVTOL may not. That matters for critical missions. Now, if we elaborate, if we expand on this further, we could deploy eVTOLs, not completely to replace the V-22 Osprey, but to complement them and probably to develop a new profile of application. These can be easily deployed for search and rescue, for medevac. They can be used as low-profile transport. They are stealthier, short range insertion or logistic support to the current environment. They could also be used as base-to-base or ship-to-ship, shore tactical movement or resupply. And also, it could be specialized in resupply of personal movement in sensitive environment. So, eVTOLs, we are not just flying in cities. We are not just carrying passengers. we are very likely deployed in defense as well. Why? Because we already have been involved in defense. ACHR Aviation, they have their very broad partnership with Anduril Technologies, and they have been developing and manufacturing together multiple platforms. We also have Joby Aviation, their partnership with L3Harris on their hybrid-powered autonomous defense platform. We also have Horizon Aircraft, who are increasingly clear military and defense positioning. And obviously we have Vertical Aerospace. Their defense relevance is becoming harder and harder to ignore. Valo in particular strengthens that argument because of the 6-seat configuration and possibly market-beating 1,200-pound payload, which translates to about 550 kg, just for reference. Vertical's platform starts to look more useful when payload, flexibility, and lower signature operations are considered together. This is no longer just a flying taxi conversation. We have multiple companies that are already moving toward defense relevance. And Vertical should absolutely be in that conversation as well. Now, where does Osprey fit in all of this? As you can see behind me already, we have a Successor being deployed in the very short time. Bell, they have been developing their next step military path, which is the V-280 Valor aircraft. It's the same concept. It's refined. It's faster. It's probably much efficient, but it's still based on the same broader philosophy. Turbine-driven, high-performance, complex military aviation. Expensive to run, difficult to maintain and operate. Even the Successor path still follows the traditional logic. More capability, more speed, more performance, but still complexity. And that is the real divide. Ospreys built over decades. We have roughly over 400 of them being operated worldwide. Highly specialized fleet. They are very expensive to buy, and they are even more expensive to run. It's one of the most expensive military aircraft to operate. eVTOL companies are targeting a very different scaling logic. If even a smaller portion of defense mission can be handled by lower cost aircraft, the deployment numbers would look very different. So the Osprey is a specialized military solution. eVTOLs could become distributed mission tool. And that's the part investors should watch closely. The V-22 Osprey, one of the most iconic military aircraft ever built, but it also represents the cost, noise, thermal signature, and complexity of the old model, trying to take slices of the mission's set. With something quieter, simpler, and far easier to scale. I would like to thank you for your attention. I could see I had great audience. I would like to ask you, if you like, as I said in the beginning, if you like disruptive markets, if you like new technologies, if you like high risk, high reward play, we believe on our channel, on our network, that this could be the next massive market. This could be the next electric vehicle market. And who knows, you might see the next Tesla right behind me. I would like to ask you to hit the like button and definitely subscribe, because we are bringing you updates on this sector daily.
You're only 20 minutes of the eVTOL market updates you need daily.
Now, that's not it. The show is not over. Stand by. Give it 5 minutes. I will send you off to Martyn to his closing bell and his opinions and reflections on the FOMC report. Don't go anywhere. We'll have a look at the stocks and we'll have a look how the market has been reacting. It's what we do on our show. Now it's time for tweet of the day. We have a tweet from ACHR. The best way to build a great flying experience for the world's best pilots in the cockpit. ACHR says on X, last week we hosted United Airlines for a pilot summit at ACHR headquarters, where a cadre of their senior pilots toured our facility, met with ACHR leadership, and flew midnight in our simulator. And this can be a very key step for not only ACHR, but for any eVTOL manufacturer or any eVTOL operator. Because these pilots need to be trained under the FAA certification, Federal Aviation Administration. So these pilots need to tick all the boxes presented by the regulatory body. So this is great progress for ACHR as well. Now, that was tweet of the day. Let's have a look at the markets. Just to put you into context, because I can see in the chat we have a lot of new faces, and I am very pleased I can see new audience on my show. What we've got here is what I call our eVTOL ETF. Basically, all companies that I think are relevant to the eVTOL market, whether it's the tier 1 manufacturer, whether it's the parent companies, or whether it's the supply chain and operators, it's all jam-packed in here. Think of this as our little eVTOL ETF, because there is no such a thing as an eVTOL ETF. Just by the way, just saying. So we've got the main manufacturers, ACHR, Joby, Vertical Aerospace, Horizon Aircraft, EHang, Beta Technologies, Eve Air Mobility, and that's it. As you can see, eVTOL market, hell of a green. And I love it. I love it. ACHR, if we break it down stock per stock, I will not tell you all 33 stocks. We'll just focus on the main ones and the main movers. And then I will send you off to Martyn. Don't worry. ACHR Aviation, slight negative reaction to the minutes, but in general today, very nice recovery, currently up over 3%. Joby Aviation, again, slight I don't want to say overreaction, but negative reaction to the minutes. And you can see currently sitting 856. Vertical Aerospace, the biggest mover of the day. Those who follow us regularly, you know Vertical Aerospace have been delivering a lot of progress recently. And you can see this on their build-up. We zoom out, we hit the bottom last week or before last week. Now we seem to be on a very steady recovery. And following the situation on the ground, not that I have any contacts with Vertical direct insider contacts, but from what I can observe, we could see much more good news as well. Amprius Technologies, one of our most upside stock in this market, in this little ETF. Amprius, they are developing completely new concept of batteries. And look at that. Today, up over 2%. We were doing much better. We touched the $18 mark, but it didn't resonate through the minutes. And we have also Horizon Aircraft, which is up 14%. Again, we're doing slightly more better, $1.70. We touched this level, but we seem to be in the safe zone, just above $1.50. Other than that, we have Palantir, who are involved in this market directly as well. We have Palantir not liking the minutes. And just to put this into perspective, we also have Rolls-Royce, who have been doing very well today, 11.5% up. That's it. If you want, let me in the chat. We have about 2-3 minutes. I'll talk to you in the chat. I will send you off to Martyn. If you want to know anything about any of the stocks you could just see, let me know. We are coming back in the main studio.
You're only 20 minutes of the eVTOL market updates you need daily. Right, there we are. As you can see, those who are new to my show, you can see we have a full-blown production studio. Let me just switch to the chat scene and talk to you. I could see we got a lot of messages. I love it. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. I can already see Ramen, long time no see, mate. Right, who we've got here? I was here first, obviously. Then we had Liz. She was second. Don't go anywhere. I will send you to Martyn in literally a couple of minutes. He will give you his perspective on the Fed minutes and how you can prepare for the coming days. Henrik is here, one of the regulars. I love it. Liz, Dalish as well, one of the new regulars as well. Liz, hi Henrik, hello everyone. Chip Gaming as well, lovely to see you here. The plane, Steeler sent me. Nice one. Hi everyone, Sensei sent me. Yes, Scottish Pete. RoPro is focused on Japan. Love it. Exit Grabana. Thoughts about beta technologies? Do they focus more on cargo compared to other eVTOLs like Joby and Vertical? Great question, and I love you ask. Thank you for that question. I won't be long. If you want to join me, or if you want, I'm here every day on the same time. And on Saturday, what would have been your opening bell time? I'm doing deep dives, and we can discuss this deeper. With beta technologies, they are focusing on cargo just because they are not currently operating eVTOL, full eVTOL aircraft. They are operating eCTOL aircraft. So basically an electric aeroplane. And it just makes more sense to beta. They also are developing their eVTOL aircraft, but it's still in the early phase of testing. So for beta, it only makes sense to focus on passenger and cargo transport. And currently, cargo transport seems to be a big gap in the advanced air mobility. So yes, I would say beta will be much more heavy focused and locked in to the cargo operations. Great question. I love it. Thank you. Exit Grabana. Kurt is here as well. Hi, Vas. Cheers, folks. Hello, Kurt. Henrik. Hi, Liz. Kotur G. Regarding your poll, a pure battery-powered eVTOL will not be replacing helicopters, either civilian or military fully. However, a hybrid or hydrogen version may well be able to replace in some instances. I 100% agree. These aircraft are not designed to replace fully helicopters. They are designed to complement them and fill the voids. So I definitely agree. Thank you, Kotur, for your insight. Stephen is here, our oil baron. Hi Vaz, hi Liz, everyone from Florida. Stephen, you will see these flying in Florida very soon. I would give it probably 3-4 months and you could see first test operations, no doubt. Liz, Henrik, Liz, everyone is exciting. I love it. DJ Hayes is here as well. eVTOLs are the new Tesla. Dalish, high risk is for me. I love it. RW Raman, thank you for joining. Vaz, my man, long time no see. Lovely to see you back. Amprius, yes, we are excited about Amprius because we have been following Amprius and we know what that company does. So that's definitely rightful excitement. Cheers for the great picks and show, but have to go, says Scottish Pete. Thank you for joining me. Bye, Pete, says Liz. RW says, hi, Stephen, still in Matador. Nice to see you again, Vaz. Yes, and you, mate. Stephen says, Martyn, the last 2 days have been crazy. I am up again. Patience is good. 10% down. 2 weeks ago. I am still holding strong. Google. Love it. Right, let's close the poll. We got a fair few votes. Do you believe flying taxis can replace helicopters and military aircraft? Yes, it's a big market, 55%. Maybe, but only for civil use, 23%. No, 14%. And not sure, 8%. And I would like to add that little caveat. Perhaps not on purely battery powered, but on hybrid. You could hear the numbers. You can make your own conclusion. Let me just check if Martyn is ready, and I can send you off to Martyn. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. I'll send you off to Martyn in the very minute. Yes, Martyn is ready. He's all set. So thank you very much for joining me. Tomorrow, more interesting topics. Probably not military and defense, but we will definitely be giving you more angles. Thank you again for joining me. That's it from me. Take care of yourselves and each other. You're only 20 minutes of the eVTOL market updates you need daily.